So, I've been kind of taking steps by step, showing it on Instagram and my Facebook. I wanted to wait until I had most of my costume done before I showed it on Tumblr. But I've been taking videos and whatnot, putting them on Wikia for Miraculous Ladybug. I've also, the only way to show videos on Wikia that apparently I can only do is YouTube videos, so I decided that while I have most of my costume up and ready, that I was going to make a video that I can help other cosplayers who want to be Miraculous Ladybug, as well as show everybody on my Wikia my full out costume. So, hi. So this is what my costume looks like. At first when I made it, or when I was thinking of making it, it looked really easy and I was like, oh my god, I have to go do it. It got to a point where I was in it too late to realize how difficult this costume is actually made. Because if you're trying to keep on a budget, I think the most I spent was maybe about $150 roughly. But if you're able to find props or easier things to help you make your costume, then it could be a lot cheaper for you. So yeah, so here's my costume. I added feet to the bottoms. I couldn't find any actual fabric at like my local fabric store. So what I had, that was red. So what I did was I went to Walmart, I bought some socks that had like, it's kind of like slipper socks, and I cut off the bottoms. I bought some like insoles and I kind of sewed them onto the bottom, just so that when I'm going to Comic-Con, and if I walk outside in it, that I'm not damaging the actual nylon of the costume, and that it kind of helps with the grip, so that I'm not falling all over the place. And they're red, and so most people aren't going to really be looking at the bottom of my feet, so nobody's going to really know my terrible sewing job. Anyways, so I had a lovely friend that, she's one of my artistic friends, that was more than happy to kind of help me paint on the circles on my costume. I will advise you that there should be about 99 spots all over your body, but because we miscalculated on my thighs, we're missing 2, so I only have 97 spots. Make sure that when you are, if you're getting it painted, you have to actually be wearing the bodysuit while you paint it. It is the only way that the spots will be in correct spots. I will give you an example. Basically, if you can see my back, you can see that the spots are not in the correct place. And that's because I marked the spots while it was not on me. My legs came out okay, but my back was terrible because my back stretches out more. So what I would advise is that when you do get it painted, that you wear it, you get somebody to mark the spots and paint you. We were kind of thinking that, yeah, it will be fine, we could do it all in one night. But with 97 spots, we did it over a period of 4 separate days. It did take about a month for us to paint it because I went on holidays for 2 weeks. But luckily we were able to get everything painted in time. She's actually going on a trip tomorrow. So we had good timing because I got this done on last Friday. So with her leaving tomorrow, it does kind of help. I just finished my wig, most of it. I couldn't do the little pop-out strands. If you have master skills at doing hair, it'll probably be a lot easier for you. I've never actually styled a wig before. I've never styled hair before. I don't really do girly things, so my hair is usually in a ponytail or braids. So, so this was actually kind of very frightening for me. What I did for the hair, Other people have different ideas, but again, because I'm not skillful with making hair, or with designing hair, what I did was I took a small Christmas bulb. I'll show you. So I took a small Christmas bulb, I took wire, and I kind of fitted over top of it so I could shape it into the hair shape that I wanted it to be. And then I kind of just took, the wig was down to here, so when I cut it off, what I did was I outlined it with the hair so that you couldn't actually see the bulb on the inside. It's relatively in a good shape for not doing wigs before and not cutting hair. This actually did come out pretty well. I'm very happy with that. There is some stuff left. I need to get a red elastic, red ribbon, and I'm probably going to spray it with like watered down glue so that I can take off these rubber bands. I cut my wig. You know, my bangs were actually much longer, and I'm glad with how this came out. Again, if you're really, really terrified, hopefully you have somebody who is skilled at cutting hair, or even find out if someone at a hair cutting place will let you have them style it for you while it's on your head, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I will be leaving links inside my description area with the link of where I got each of my items. Because I was going on a trip to Montreal, I didn't want to spend too much, but then I thought, well, you know, I kind of also want to do this for Comic-Con. So, and my budget's a lot much smaller, so I didn't want to spend a fortune on buying a bodysuit. Most bodysuit, more suits that you find are like $100 or like $68 is like the cheapest. This is all Canadian, and then having it shipped down is really expensive. So I was able to go on YouTube, or I was able to go onto eBay, and I found morph suits that I could buy from like Chinese outlets. I was able to get it with no head, so I didn't have to get it tailored or whatnot. It's free of charge to have it to have no head whatsoever, which does kind of help. The black piece, I just went to my local fabric store and basically I brought my suit with me so I could kind of match the material, and then I just kind of sewed it, and you probably can't see it, but I put Velcro on it. If you're better with buttons, I would advise going with buttons because the nylon sticks to Velcro. So it's a little too late for me right now, but I'd advise that if you could, go for buttons. And just put it kind of over top, like, try and show you. So basically I just put it over top so I have my zipper, and then I can just Velcro over top of it. It is a little tiny pain in the butt because it's also getting like attached to your gloves, so be careful with that. My mask, I was originally going to draw it on, because every single mask that I looked for, they just didn't look right, or they didn't sit on my face right. So I decided to try for liquid latex instead. I will also put a link in showing where I got where I basically got my instructions for using liquid latex. If I can, I'm going to try and see if I can find it. basically the after I put on the liquid latex and I got it all painted, I brought my mask to my work, where we have a cosmetics section, and I was able to talk to cosmetics manager to find out like what kind of like if she had a lipstick or an eyeliner or like a mascara or something, eyeshadow, there you go, to put around my eyes, because liquid latex, you really don't want that near your eyes. So yeah, it kind of burns even when you're like painting like really right underneath it, so be careful with that. So the one that I used, because my paint came out, I just used, it's called straight, it's just called red. Red is the color it's called. And the color that matched it is, I don't know if I can show you, it's called Stila. It is a Stay All Day liquid lipstick. It dries on matte. It is a little pricey. Luckily I have a discount at my store, so this only cost me like 21 bucks. The states might be different, depending on also where you live. You could probably also go into like the kind of like the cheaper section, like CoverGirl, Maybelline, NYX, any other kind of like cheaper makeup, or even if you go to a makeup store or something and find a color that matches your mask, put that around your eyes. What I decided to do was, because I also use spirit gum, I wanted to put the spirit gum on, I wanted to put the mask on first before I put on the lipstick, because you want it on clean skin. So once I put the mask on, pressed it down, then I was able to go and I was putting on the lipstick. Make sure that it helps if it's, I can't open it. It helps if it's a liquid lipstick, not like the sticks, because then at least you can actually get it into the creases without stabbing yourself in the face. But yeah, I was lucky able to find a lipstick that matched very well. I also decided, well, I needed to make the yo-yo. I looked everywhere trying to find something that would be the right shape and right size. This one is probably about a centimeter or so small, or smaller than I actually wanted it. But I was lucky enough to find something that was relatively close to what I wanted. And it was actually just a packaging to like a hubcap or something. I don't know. I went to one of my thrift shops, and I found the packaging and everything, and I bought just the packaging and gave her back the item, so that I could just use it for my mold. What I used for the shape, or what I used to mold with, is called polymorph plastic. It's these little tiny plastic pellets that you can mold in hot water, and then like they melt in hot water, and then take it out and you can shape it and whatnot, and then you can paint and do whatever you want. I did have the idea that I wanted to make sure that I wore one, but I also wanted one that was a functioning yo-yo, or at least something functioning. So my first idea was to make a compact, but there's no compacts that are really big size, so I decided to try for a yo-yo. So what I did was I tried to make a yo-yo myself, but the polymorph plastic was proven too heavy because it was made out of solid plastic. So what I did was I just bought a cheap yo-yo from eBay, and kind of molded it into polymorph plastic, and made a functioning yo-yo. I'm actually quite proud of my yo-yo. It's pretty awesome. I can't do any tricks. I'm lucky enough that I can even actually get it to yo-yo for me. Yeah, I'll also give you a link for that as well. See my yo-yo. With the one that went around my body, I just kind of I don't know what you'd call it. It's like, it's a string, like it's not thread, it's not yarn, it's like this shiny kind of rope type thing. I don't know. It just kind of matched with the costume. And what I did was I made a special knot. I forget what the knot is called, I'll search it up for you. And I basically made a way that I can just loosen the knot, pull out the string, take it off, and do the same thing. So I wasn't sure how I was going to do that, but then this idea kind of popped into my head. I'm like, yeah, why not? So I made a way that I can just tie it without having to like reuse string every time that I use it. And now it doesn't want to go back on. There we go. And it stays relatively in place, you know.